gonna put a jean jacket on too. Or is that a shirt? That's a shirt.
Well, no,
A
it's a
jacket.
shirt like really heavy, so I wear it as a jacket.
Mm. Yeah, because I was like, this white shirt look, but whatever. Anyway, so hey, ladies, and welcome back to an episode of the Road to Joy and Peace for Women podcast. I have my boo thing, my sis, DeJunae Dominique. She is an
Hey,
author, an entrepreneur, a motivational speaker, and so much more. Hey, girl.
hey y'all. Hey.
Hey, how you doing?
I am good. I am good. I am good. I've been kind of down today.
Oh,
Something
no.
was coming up, some kind of with my throat and my hair. I was like, okay,
Oh,
gotta
okay.
get better for tonight.
Well, look, we ain't gonna hold you long, so then you can go back,
No,
maybe get a little
I'm
hot
good.
tea. Mm. How
Um,
is since you left me? How's it going?
it's been a roller coaster. Like I can't even say that
Mm.
it hasn't been bad, but it's been good, bad, ugly, indifferent. It's been an experience. It's really been a
Mm-hmm.
journey. I feel like I'm finally on a journey, but
Mm.
it's so worth it. So worth it. So worth it.
Do you
New
miss Georgia?
discoveries. I
No.
do. Honestly,
Okay.
I miss the food a lot.
Mm. Really? I
I
gotta.
do.
I feel like Georgia ain't give me that food experience that everybody be saying. I ain't get it yet. I ain't get it yet, but I understand.
I miss the food. I miss the people. Of course, I
Mm.
miss you definitely.
Yes, I miss you too.
But I not really.
Yeah,
I ain't
you
been.
feel like you where you supposed to be.
That is definitely it. I feel like I'm right where I'm supposed to be at.
Yeah, that's good. And then you did Georgia for a couple, for a couple years.
Six,
So it's not like you weren't here long. Because how long were you in Georgia?
6 years.
Oh, oh wow. Yeah, you did Georgia.
Let's say I did. I did my share.
Yes, you did Georgia. So we just gonna jump right in. When did you start your journey to joy and peace?
I would definitely say so. Let's just say this. I learned on this journey that just because you're on a healing journey does not
Mm-hmm.
mean journey to peace.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes that is like if you fall and scrape your leg. Just because your knee is healing does not mean you're tending to your diabetes or anything like that. So we have to
Mm-hmm.
learn to separate our healing processes from our mental. Sometimes we're
Yeah.
healing because we have to heal.
Mm-hmm.
And we neglect other areas. So I would say I've been on this healing journey for about 3 years, but the last
Okay.
year finally on the journey to focusing just on my mental, my peace, the joy. I'm rediscovering DeJunae, who I am, why I love me, what's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So I would definitely say the last year.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. It seemed like it always takes something to happen for us to be like, no, I need to get. I think we tend to take joy and peace for granted. We take a lot of things for granted,
Yeah,
like because it's so like in our routine. Like we might just take walking for granted, and then one
yeah.
day you can't walk, and you're like, oh Lord, what happened? But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
no, that's dope. So, like, tell me about the book Free Her. What is that about?
So I wrote Free Her when I was going through my divorce.
Mm,
And Free Her actually started out as a journal. It started out as me just writing daily, like, you are this, like, just
mm-hmm,
affirmations to myself. And I would, look up a scripture and I would say like for one day it says, I am created to be set apart. And I kind of elaborate on that, like, why I feel like I was created to be set apart. And I remember as I was going through, writing, and I let
mm-hmm.
my friend read it. And I was like, well, this is what I've been working on while I'm going through my divorce. And she read it and was like, you need to publish this. And I'm like, this is my like internal stuff. Like, this is my personal things. Like, this is what
Mm-hmm.
the stories that I was writing for myself. But I ended up publishing and stepping out on faith. And it's been such a blessing to women all over.
Mm-hmm.
Women's ministries, sister girl circles. I get all kind of requests like, can we read your book for this month's book read? And I'm like, sure, have at it. So
Right.
I'm definitely blessed.
Girl, I'm sitting here trying to do this and the children. Jesus. It's like every interview, the children. But but I like what you said. I was meant to be set apart. That is dope because we're all individuals.
Yes,
And I
we
think
are.
so much we try to be like other people when you should just be comfortable with the being an individual, you know?
And a lot of people don't even realize that. Like I love that scripture because it says, "Before I formed you, like I knew you, and I
Right.
set you," which means that I'm a believer that a lot of things that we go through in life is because we try to fit in spaces we were never created to be a part. I'm not
Absolutely.
created to be the missing puzzle piece to you in your
Right.
group. I'm not created for that. I'm created to set my own stage, to create my own tables and my own audience. And I feel like once people grab a hold that you are not created to be the fit in. Like, we're all different. And once we grab a hold to our own uniqueness, we'll know how power we have to change the world.
Right.
And love that entry. That's probably one of my favorites. Is like, girl, you are not created to fit in. Like, so that's why you go to these places and you feel like I don't fit in nowhere. Nobody understands me. You're right, because you were created to be set apart. So you're created to stand out. Your life created to shine in the midst of darkness, in the midst of loneliness. So grab a hold of who you are and walk in that power. Walk in that strength and create as you go. That's me.
You better motivational speak me, okay? I love it. I love it. Are you more of a private person? Like when you were going through your divorce, did you reach out to people or did you do it more internal?
So that was both. So I am very
Mm-hmm.
much so of a private person. Especially going through relationship things, I'm a private person because I've always been the one to watch people go through relationships and they tell you like, he did this, and then 3 days later, they back on Facebook like, my husband brought me flowers, and you be like,
Yeah.
wasn't he just on my phone
Girl, you
telling me
just
that you
said you
found
was mad at
been
him.
calling you because that's where he been at. So I always wanted to avoid that conversation. So I learned the hard way. So when I
Right.
was telling people stuff, I actually said this on my broadcast. I said that I had to learn to vent up during my,
Mm-hmm.
because I was venting to people that I thought were my friends, and he would
Mm-hmm.
call me like, yeah, because such and such said this, and they'd be like, dang, how did that
Mm-hmm.
get out? But the private part was when I actually was going through my divorce, because the first time that I actually filed was because of other people's opinion. So the second time around, when things had got really bad, I kind of shut the world out because I wanted to make sure that this decision was not an opinion of somebody. I didn't feel like
Mm-hmm.
to, because I had told people how bad it was and was like, no, you deserve better. You did. So the second time around, I did go private. And that was just, and I also learned that, like, now I'm learning, like, okay, so DeJunae, you have to be selective of what you say on
Yes.
that. Even sharing my story, like, I'm very
Yes.
selective because not everybody has the ear to hear correctly. They'll
Right.
take A and miscrew, and it's like, I wasn't trying to say that. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I did both. I was private and I kind of learned the hard way.
No, and I think that's the best thing. Like I'm private, but there is a time where you have to reach out. There
Yeah.
is a time where you need a support system, a sisterhood, or even if it's like older counsel. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
they be the best ones. Like the
Yes,
older
it is.
counsel's more wise and stuff. So it's a balance. Life is a balance. You need a little bit of this, a little bit of that, then you'll be straight.
Yes, that is definitely.
Sisterhood is amazing. And then, we connected so easy, so smoothly.
Yeah.
She was my client because I do makeup. She was my client, but from the moment you sat in my chair, we were sisters.
Yes,
As
we
I
were.
was going through and you were going through, and that's just kind of like how we connected. And it was our love of God. Our love of God is what really connected us, and we've been friends ever since.
I agree, and I wouldn't have no other way.
Yeah, me either. Me either. I think the connections that I have made in Georgia, the few of them have all been all my clients. Everybody always starts out as my clients, but it's always been like a spiritual connection, like
Mm-hmm.
something connected us and we needed each other in that time. It's never
Correct.
about like I ain't been out partying and just met girls. Like, no, it's like my clients, then they turn into my sisters, and we all bring something different to the table. Like you
Yes,
said, we're all unique and individual, and we all have a story to tell. I'm
yes,
kind
we
of
do.
selective with my story too because I can't tell my story without maybe telling other people's stories because they're connected to me.
I
So
know how to.
I'm yeah, like you try to be selective with who you tell and what you tell. But our story should be told because it can help so many people.
Yes.
You know?
And you're overcome by the words of your testimony.
Yeah, child. And it's a testimony.
Yeah, listen, I know I got one.
You do. Yes, you do. I know a little bit about it. You do. You have a great testimony. It reminds me of a story just of a woman who's determined not to give up. And and when you told me you were divorced, because I was never going to ask, you offered that to me, how you still covered him going through what you were going through. That says a lot about your character, you as a person, because not everybody could handle it that way so gracefully. Like you did it very gracefully. It was never anything you still never say anything negative about him, which is amazing, because I don't know if everybody would have gave him that grace. You know what I mean? So that says a lot about you. That says a lot about you. It speaks to your character.
I just told somebody, actually, I was on the phone last night and I was telling somebody about it. And I was saying, the reason why I'm able to do that is, one, because I realize he's a soul. And I feel like when we start viewing people as, the Bible says, I'm not going to be super deep, y'all know.
Go ahead, give it to us.
But it says about how, you have to try the spirit by the spirit. So we've realized that people are not their jobs or not what they do. It's spirits and other things evolve. You realize it's a soul. And that's what I looked at him. I no longer looked at him as the person that hurted me, because I knew where I was taking my hurt to. And I was fix me. I started looking at him as, this is literally what I was saying. I was saying, here I am being healed, and now I'm praying for you because now I feel sorry for you. Like, so I don't have anything bad to say. I tell people all the time, just because we were divorced doesn't mean that every moment was bad. Like we had, there were just actions that led to where we are. But he's a soul.
Yeah. And you probably learn so much and you grow. Like we go through things and it matures us. It helps us to get to where it is that we need to be. Although we don't want to go through it, but we do go through it. And it's a learning lesson. It's a learning lesson. So what's advice that you would give your younger self? What would you tell little DeJunae?
If I was to tell the younger DeJunae, I would definitely, I don't think I would tell her anything. I would tell her that you are enough. I feel like I went through life feeling like as a child that I wasn't enough. I was bigger, I was darker. There were some things about me that I did not like that people highlighted. Like I talked a lot, or, or I was very sociable. My teachers used to say that all the time. I could put you anywhere and you talk to anybody. Like I could, as being outside the class. But now as the 33-year-old DeJunae, those things that people highlighted that were maybe an annoyance to others, but what is used of me to heal. I love people. So I am sociable and I can talk to anybody and fill the room and make you feel better. I do talk a lot, and I also get paid a lot of money to talk.
So keep talking.
I would definitely tell the younger DeJunae that you are enough. Like just because people don't understand you doesn't mean you have to change to fit into their molds of who you are. You are enough. And I would have definitely loved on myself a little bit more, loved on those areas that I thought were perhaps ugly. I thought I was big and chocolate. Now I love my chocolateness.
Yes, because you are gorgeous. You are a gorgeous woman. Yeah, you're beautiful. I think I would tell the younger me, speak up. Speak up. Like I know a lot of things I know a lot of things happened that I may not have spoken up about. So I say, speak up, use your voice. Like I always tell on my page, I always say, never suffer in silence.
Yes.
Like I don't think you should tell everybody everything, but there has to be a time where if it's life threatening, speak up.
Speak up.
Yes, speak up for sure. Do you say affirmations?
I do.
Do you really? What's one affirmation that you say daily?
I'd be like, girl, you was bad. I do. Every time I pass the mirror, I'd be like, girl, you is bad. You are bomb.
Okay. That is so cute.
You are different. Like, but that's how I be talking to myself in the mirror too. I'd be like, girl, you was bomb.
That's how you talk.
Sneaking that dating question in.
So look, how do you feel about dating? Not dating. How do you feel about dating?
I feel about dating. I am definitely not opposed to it. I think what divorce did was it made me realize what I want and that I will not settle. To settle. There are some things I have a little bit more, not demands, but I have a little bit more like, okay, this is what it's going to be. First time I finally have written out my list, like, okay, God, this is what I want him to be.
Didn't I tell you write that list when we went to brunch?
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
You did. And I just speak what I want until I see it. I know it's harder now because I'm not just settling for anything. So I'm not just taking anything for a free meal. I take myself out all the time. So
I saw you went out on a date last night. Was it last night? It was Sunday. Friday, yes. I saw that.
I love it. When I tell you, and I don't just go out on normal dates. Like, I go out on dates that you would really take your spouse to, like, nice restaurants or a valet. Like, I love going out and just splurging on myself. Because one thing I learned in my marriage was that I didn't per se love myself like I should have. And I felt like I wanted him to love and validate a person that I didn't even know. So you steady trying to validate and love me, and I didn't even know me to, for you to love the authentic me.
That's good. That's good. That's a good revelation to have.
Yeah.
And in relationships, we lose, unfortunately, a lot of women, we lose ourselves because then we go right into catering to that person in a relationship. And then if you have kids, you're catering to them. So you kind of lose your identity. I can't remember who I was talking to. Oh, I did, but my girlfriend. And I was like, get to know you, not the mother you, not the girlfriend, who you really are at the core. And then I think things will become a little easier. Because you'll know exactly who you are and exactly what you want and what you don't want, Yeah, we definitely lose ourselves sometimes.
There are some conversations, like, to me, like, you have to be able to communicate. Like, everybody knows I'm a church girl. So much more to me than church antics and politics. Like, I love normal stuff. I love sports.
Yes.
I love politics. I love working stuff. I love career. I have a business. I love being able to, help. So there's so much more to me than sitting at a dinner table discussing new church news. Like, I'm not I feel like you should be able to have real conversations with me. I'm human, so I don't want to go out on a date to a church concert.
It's a balance. It's a balance.
I like
a good balance. Yeah. And it's just like, I think people have to really, and I love what you said, like, because you didn't really know you, he couldn't love you how you needed to be loved, because you weren't sure what you really wanted or what you didn't want. So that's a good thing. Self-reflection is amazing. And we all need to self-reflect consistently, because things change and people change and we change. So yeah. But are you against dating now? Do you want to date?
I have somebody in the radar.
Okay.
Just trying to see.
Yeah, tell me off camera.
Off camera.
Yeah. No, that's cool, man. I'm so happy for you. And I see the growth in you. Like, hopefully you see a change in me, because I was definitely
and I shy no more. I love watching your stuff in the morning. I'd be like, yes, sis, make these rules.
Yeah, I gotta get out of that. Like, because I'll talk to y'all, but talking to a camera throws me off. But then I'm just like, just be yourself, Veronica. People probably don't know because I don't look like this, but I'm truly silly. So it's just like, just be yourself. Just be yourself. Yes, I'm a football. But it's okay. I like that I've gotten more comfortable within my skin. And it's sad because I'm 40. That's why you try to instill into your kids so young, like, no, be comfortable with who you are. Because then you miss out on things in life because you don't really know, again, like what you don't like. You don't really know who you are as a person. You get mistreated that way. Like, I always say, set boundaries too. Boundaries are amazing. It helps you so you won't get as hurt if you have boundaries, because it's a line that you're just not going to allow people to cross.
the cross, and there's some things that I'm just not tolerating. I'm just not
Mm-hmm.
just. But I learned that in dealing with myself. I told someone,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I was like, now I'm to the place where, because I worked so hard on my mental and my
Mm-hmm.
peace, I'm more cautious of what I allow in.
Yep.
So it's just like, that's just normal. There are some things I'm just not doing. There are some conversations I'm just not having. Because if it goes against my peace, I'm not allowing you in, and I don't have to. Like, that's the thing.
Absolutely.
And it's okay,
Absolutely.
not for you. Like, I think
Mm-hmm.
women, oh my God, I finally got his attention. It's okay if he was to teach you for the next level, or the next
Yep.
person, preparing you for the next. Just because y'all go out on 2 dates doesn't mean that he's the one.
No, no, baby, you don't know him yet. Not the 2 dates. You don't know him yet. You still getting a representative. We all
Correct.
come with our representative, and as layers get peeled off, then it's more authentically who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I love boundaries. I think boundaries is a great thing, and I tell my kids all the time, no is a complete sentence.
Yes,
There
it
has
is.
to be you don't have to have an explanation for your no. And stand firm in your no. I'm good now saying no. I've gotten much better. Like, if I don't want to do it, I'm not going to, and I'm not going to feel bad that I don't want to.
Correct.
You know?
Yeah, I don't I don't play. I don't play.
Yeah, like, no, it's just protecting your peace. We work
Mm-hmm.
so hard for this peace, and I always say I fought for this peace. I feel like I fought tooth and nail for the peace that I now have. So I'm
Yes.
not going to let you come in and disrupt it. Like, you might get one time where I feel like it's a disruption, and I'm going to have to bring it to you. So you know that, hey, this is not what I do, and I don't tolerate that. And either you can, adjust, or I'm not for you. And that's okay. That's
I agree.
okay. Peace is
I,
so important. And it
yeah,
helps. Like, that, your mental stability is everything.
yes, it
People are
is.
having nervous breakdowns left and right, and
Okay.
young and old. Like, you would think the older ones would be a little more settled in their ways. We got old people committing suicide. Like,
Yes.
it's so sad. It's so sad. But what else do you have going on?
So Friday I just released my peekaboo box. The
Okay.
peekaboo box is a little box for little girls,
Oh,
age from like 9 and up. And what it is it is a conversation starter, that parents can have with their little girls that are going through puberty. So it gives
I
you
love
all
that.
wash, the proper wash techniques, what's normal, not normal, anything to do with their menstrual cycles, how often,
Hmm.
other facts. It comes with a little bag inside that has their freshener stuff for during the day. It has pads, tampons, because there is instructions on how to use it, how often
Hmm.
you change yourself, what's normal, what's not a normal period, when you should be concerned if you don't see one. So it's just
Hmm.
all instructions that little
That is
girls
so
know.
sweet. Why did you think of doing that? That's out the box.
So I thought of it a lot of ways. So I keep up with myself like crazy. So people used to always come to be like, "Can you talk to my daughter? She going through this. I'm trying to get her to wash." And I would just, have those conversations. I remember when my niece came on her period. My sister called and was like, "Your niece is on. You need to talk to her." So I had that
Hmm.
conversation with her. But then as I started going through my healing journey, I realized, the more I took care of my outer, my insides were this all over the place. So it was like I
Hmm.
was looking, but my heart was messed up because I'm
Yeah.
forgetting. And I felt like once I started to take care of my insides, then I was a full package. And I was
Hmm.
stuff that I was like, wow, if these little kids really know, like, taking care of your outer appearance helps your inside too, because you're like, okay, I look good, but my mental's not right, or something's not wrong. Something's
Hmm.
wrong. So I started saying, you know what, if they need to know about their washing, I see a lot of little girls and it's funky. And I'm like, I know when I was a little girl, I was taught you smelt yourself first. And
I'm
it's
not
like,
doing this with you.
and
Not funky. You
yes,
know.
like I look and I'd be like, wow, like little girls,
Mm.
like y'all are beautiful, but I feel like they don't know their bodies, and they're
Yeah.
getting active younger and younger. But you can't even tell me about a period or how to properly wash, or perfume spray does not go down there.
No.
or
I
that
hope
you
they're
watch.
not doing that. I hope
This,
they're not doing that.
you'll be surprised. But in the box, it's a little personal letter. So if you are a mom and your child is coming on, or those hard conversations, you can actually present the box to her. It has all the instructions in it. Everything that y'all can talk to, walk through, is pads and stuff. Again, a little pouch in there for when she is out in public. She doesn't have to feel out carrying wipes and freshener and pads and tampons.
That is so, I love that. I love
Yeah.
that. Because little girls have it, they have it rough.
Yes,
Because
they
I
do.
just feel like the representation isn't out there. Like it's not enough good representation, especially, us. You know what I mean?
They supposed to look like video girls. So they need that look of like, I'm supposed to look like this. I'm supposed to shake my butt. But I would love to teach them, like, those are temporary things. Like,
right. And that's not what you want to
that's
do.
not
That's not really what you want to do. Like, and they're wearing, even though I'm a makeup artist, I didn't start wearing makeup till I was in my 20s.
Listen,
You
me
know,
too. For the
in my
first time.
20s. Okay, yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like my clients would be like, oh, your daughters don't wear makeup. No, ma'am. They're 15 and 16. They don't wear makeup. They may put on a lash and stuff, but these girls are wearing full beats to school.
I mean, nails and everything. I'd be like, I could remember getting my nails done, like, for the first time. But I feel like they're rushed, like their childhood were rushed, instead of just stepping back and letting them
be kids.
Be children.
Yeah.
It's okay. But I also feel like it's social media and things that that's another thing about knowing yourself. Like, the free her is, once you go through the journey, you start to know yourself. You start to know, like, I'm on time. Like,
right.
I rush because someone else is out there. We don't know their journeys.
Right.
So it's like, I'm not going to lose your audience, because I tell people all the time, when God gives us something, he also gives us an audience for our voice.
Yeah.
Me and you can both do makeup, but that doesn't mean you're going to reach the people that I'm going to reach.
Right.
So you're losing people. You're not behind. You are right on time, and just take your time so that you're not leading and bleeding. You're not helping somebody else out and you crying every time you tell your story because you haven't got over the process yet.
Right. And see, social media does that even with older people. Like I have so many people that I know that will say, no, I'm not where I'm supposed to be. Well, you comparing yourself to social media. Do you know these people will stand next to somebody else's car and take a picture? Like most of these people are not living their true, authentic lives. I never was that person. I never compared my life to anybody else's, but I do understand how you could fall into that trap because that's all you see. If that's all you're seeing, then you do feel like, well, dang, maybe I'm not where I'm supposed to be. And if you don't think you're not where you're supposed to be, do what you need to do to get to where you should be, So many of us will say, oh, I'm unhappy with this, but then there's no action behind it. It's not just going to happen. We have to put action behind it.
I tell people that all the time, that you look at 30 seconds on a 30-second reel, and it took them 3 hours to create that reel. They posted, but it took 25 tries for them to take that picture. Anybody can stand and say cheese and we all smile. Gauging people's life. I tell people that all the time. Like, we was taking the most pictures when we were most miserable. Like, we would take pictures, get all these likes, and be in the car for a whole week and not talk to each other.
Right. People probably could never tell from my pictures that I was homeless. You know what I'm saying? Like, you wouldn't know because that's not what I'm putting out there. I'm putting out what I really want it to be. I'm going to get back to being joyful and happy. I'm not putting sad pictures out, but we all got a struggle and we all got a story to tell. We've all been through things. So here's a good thing. Say 5 things good about yourself, and then I'll do the same. Then you do me. Then I'll do me, and then you do me. You got it.
5 things about myself, positive things, right?
Yeah.
So forgive easily. I love hard.
Oh, you do.
Forgive easy, love hard. Forgive easy, love hard. Oh, I'm beautiful. I'm talented. I'm a creative. I love God. Oh, that was 6. I'm sorry.
It was. So I'm going to say you are a special spirit. You're very easy to get along with. You're very inviting. I'll say that you're very inviting. You are intelligent. You are a fighter. You're a survivor. And you are, I don't want to say beautiful, but you are beautiful. But you already said that. You are God-fearing. I'll give you that. God-fearing for sure. That's like that God-fearing and inviting, definitely, you're very inviting. And we know you love God. So I'm going to say I am, oh Lord, why do I do this? I am Jesus. I'm stumped. I am forgiving. I
Yes,
am
you are.
I am gracious. I am free-spirited to an extent. I am I'm a great listener, and I am easy on the eyes, girl, because I couldn't think of nothing else. I'm easy on the eyes. Go ahead.
So I think that you are definitely consistent, a vault. You're beautiful. You're an awesome mother, and you're confident. I love your level of confidence. Like I love being around you. Your confidence is everything.
Oh, I appreciate that because I don't know if I was always so confident. So I do appreciate that. That's like, no, not when I was younger. Not when I was younger. And I mean, like, teenage years, I don't think I was as confident, or maybe I wasn't as boisterous. But, I've grown into just saying, this is who I am. Now, definitely, if I got some bad things, I want to change and work on that. But the core of me, my character, I feel like this is just me. Take it or leave it.
Period.
Yes, well, this was fun. And I'm coming in town. I'll tell you off camera, but I'm coming in town soon. So maybe we can link up.
Yes.
But tell everybody where they can find you once more, and tell them where they can get the book before we sign off.
Yes. So my social medias is DeJunae Dominique. So that's DeJunae Dominique, DOMINIQUE. Yes. Instagram, DeJunae.Dominique. So it's DeJunae, DeJunae.Dominique, DOMINIQUE. You can get the book by DMing me, or you can go to my website, which is www.imdjunae.com. That's also for booking if you need me to come.
Yes, book her. She's a great speaker.
Anything else that I offer, I could come.
And tell me about this date. Okay.
Girl, you're so nosy. She ain't got to tell you about her date.
But thank you for coming on and sharing your journey, sharing your testimony. You know I love you, and I miss you. Bitch. I know I miss you. And we ain't even have no glass.
Listen, I got my water. This is my wine.
Well, cheers. Because my birthday coming up. Cheers.
Cheers.
Celebration. Mm-mm.